The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
Good evening, Late Night Alternative with me, Iain Lee on Talk Radio. Oh, yes. We get the idea. He's singing Radio a lot, and we are on the Radio 5 nights a week, and Sundays as well on Virgin. Callers, hold off for a bit, and you can tell them this, Sam. Callers, hold off for a bit. We're going to do straight to air tonight, but before that, it sounds a little bit spacious in my ear. Something's going on with these headphones, but do you know what, guys? We're going to work through it. We're going to phone up the United States of America, because we got a special guest coming on. Hang on a second. I may have given him the impression that he was coming on a slick show, not this car crash. We're phoning up America to speak to Jesse C. Boyd. Jeez. Have we dialed a fax number? What the hell is this? Jesse? Can you hear me?
I think someone's answering, but it's on a distant star planet.
Let's try again. What's the code for America?
001.
Okay, that's okay, so we did. We'll try again. Okay, let's try again. Did it ring before?
No.
Oh.
Hello?
Hey, is that Jesse?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can't. Did we just call you a second ago?
Yeah.
And could you hear us?
And maybe I could hear you guys. Maybe it was because my headphones were in. I just took them out.
Oh man, it sounded like you. It sounded like we were talking to the 1980s via a fax machine. How are you doing, man?
I'm out in the country, so it might be a cricket show.
That could be it. Listen, let me just introduce this gentleman. This is Jesse C. Boyd, who is the star of a show that by the way, this is Iain, and Catherine is here as well.
Hi.
Hi. The show I've been talking about a lot on the radio the last couple of weeks is this fabulous program made by this company, Rooster Teeth, and the show is called Day 5, right? And I found it by Googling post-apocalyptic movies. That's what I typed into Google. Post-apocalyptic movies, because I'm weird like that. And, you know, Threads came up and all these kind of things came up. And this thing, Day 5, TV series, Day 5. And I thought, I've never heard of this. I bet it's rubbish. So I went to IMDb, and it scores something like 8.2, maybe even more on IMDb, which is supersonic. I watched it, and Jesse, I've got to say, man, it is incredible. I devoured the whole thing in 2 days. Do you want to explain the story a little bit? Because I don't want to give away any spoilers to people.
Sure. Well, first of all, thanks so much. Thanks for watching. We had such a good time making it. Basically, it's a post-apocalyptic story. In the new world, if you go to sleep, you die. So everybody's trying to stay awake. It picks up on the 5th day and does a lot of bouncing around in time and stuff like that. But, it's a night nurse, a pilot, a 13-year-old boy with ADD, and my character, Jake, who's a meth addict. He was up for 2 days doing crystal meth, and that's why he is awake and alive.
And I love it, and it's nuts, right? And it's brilliant because it's short seasons. I think it's 6 episodes in the first season, and we're kind of coming towards the end of season 2. And there's no fat in it, Jesse. And what I mean by that is, I used to love 24, and I used to love Lost, but all of those, right. there was an episode of 24, you know, it's Keith Sutherland, where it's set over 24 hours, each episode is an hour of the day. Something like episode 15 is his daughter being chased by a mountain lion, and it was a real, I see what you've done to stretch this story out. And Lost, I mean, the ending of Lost was awful, but there were loads of terrible episodes where it was all filler and zero killer, and it's got to be said that you pack, I think the episodes of Day 5 are something like 45 minutes each. You guys pack so much into it. It's relentless.
Right. Well, I hope you're not disappointed about the mountain lion episode coming up next. It's kind of a bummer. Just kidding. That's what, when I got the scripts, I read it and I was like, oh my God, it's just such a thrill ride. Like every episode. And for me, it's like every time I get a script, it's like I'm watching my favorite show.
Yeah.
I just happen to be in it, but I get to read it, and I'm like, oh, my God, I get to see what happens next. It's so exciting. And this season has been just crazy. Second season, we still have 3 more episodes to go.
Wow.
But they just really went crazy on this one. There's a lot of interesting world to see in this season.
Listen, for those who don't know, it's, and we'll tell you how you can watch it and stuff, because it's such a good program. I mean, it's kind of like, there are elements of The Walking Dead in it. There are, people kind of trying to protect themselves, and the world has gone to crap, and but it's delicious. Who's the young lad in it? The boy that you're travelling around with? Because he's incredible.
He is absolutely incredible. His name is Walker Satterwhite. And he is a card, let me tell you. That kid is hilarious. He came on at 13, incredible actor. He's one of those actors that just talks, and then when you say action, he just goes right into it.
Yeah.
He's like laser focused. And he's super talented this season. I think really get to see a lot of his range as well, which has been awesome.
Here's the thing, and it happens on a lot of my favourite shows when they become successful and go on. I've noticed that he's significantly taller in season 2 than he is in season 1. You've got to stop that boy growing.
Yeah. I know. Well, they did address it in this first episode of the season. Kind of a little tongue in cheek toward the audience, like, let them know, hey, we know he's bigger too. But Jake kind of cleared it up in his own little clever way. So.
It's brilliant. Now listen, Rooster Teeth was not a company or anything I was familiar with. Over here obviously it's BBC, and we kind of have satellite channels, and there's Netflix and there's Amazon, but I'd never really heard of Rooster Teeth. What is it and how does it work?
To be honest, I had never heard of them either at the time when I auditioned for it, but then I did a bunch of research. I think they started in 2004. They're basically kind of like a Netflix or kind of like a Hulu.
Yeah.
They're their own, channel. You can subscribe, become a first member. That's what they call it. I think it's like you get a month for free, and then it's like $5 or something like that, or maybe $15 for 6 months. But once I found out about them, though, I found out there was this whole other world, and a lot of it is a younger generation. A lot of kids now aren't watching television. They're not watching cable. They're watching internet.
Yeah.
So YouTube Red, all that stuff is really successful. So coming into that world, it was kind of like, oh, wow, I didn't even know this existed. But once I was in it, I was like hooked. And, of course, we went to the Streamies last year, which is online content awards.
Yeah.
Won Best Action Sci-Fi, which was awesome.
Oh, well done, man. Well deserved. Congratulations.
Yeah. Well, we went to the event, and it's literally like the Oscars. I mean, it was crazy how professional and beautiful.
Jesse, that's a yellow card. You've dropped an F-bomb on British radio. The Queen is Your Majesty. We apologise. The Prime Minister Theresa May. We apologise.
I have a mouth like a sailor.
You've done well so far. I know I was worried about you. But any more of those, and the station will be closed down, sir.
Got it. We'll just need a little bleep over my voice when I do that kind of stuff. But yeah, so we ended up going to this event, and Walker, the 13-year-old kid, knew everybody there because they're all these big internet personalities, and it's been a eye-opening experience just seeing where the evolution of filming and television and all that is going.
And it's the thing, when I saw it, I thought, Rooster Teeth, what is this? And honestly, genuinely, when I saw it come up, and I hadn't heard the company, I thought, this is going to be awful. But it isn't at all. It's got such good production values. I'm going to say something because I'm an old man. It looks like it was made for proper TV, and I think you know what I mean by that, Jesse. It doesn't look like what I would consider an internet streaming program to look like. It looks proper.
Right. And it's 45-minute episodes, which is kind of newer, too. You usually hear a web series, that word, and it's like 10-minute episodes. But these are like a full-on television show. And, when I read it, I was hoping, and then when I got to see the first season, I was like, oh, God, they really know what they're doing. And coming into second season, we knew what we were working with. We worked with the same DP, who's amazing. He loves his lens flares. I don't know if you've noticed, but so it was really cool to know what we had going the first season and going into the second season, and just really being able to play and trust it and go.
So how does it work, Jesse? Obviously, you're a jobbing actor. Give us some of the other bits and pieces that you've been in.
I did 3 episodes of The Walking Dead, ironically. Davey J, actually, who plays Ellis on the show, also was on The Walking Dead. So 2 of us now. I've done Day 5. I've got actually something really cool coming out now. It's David Fincher's new Netflix series called Mindhunter.
Say that again. What's it called?
Mindhunter.
Mindhunter.
Mm-hmm. It's based off a book about serial killers, and it takes place in the 70s. David Fincher was amazing to work on his projects because they film very, very, very long time for scenes. So, like, my first day on, I think I filmed like a 12-hour day for one scene, which was just insane. It's like you're just filming every angle. So it's a whole other process. It's a trip. So, and I've actually got a really cool movie coming out now, too, on Lifetime. It should be coming out next year with Tony Braxton. And it's about a true story that happened, I think it was 3 years ago, at a middle school in Atlanta, or elementary school in Atlanta. Gunman came in to shoot up the whole school, and this woman, Antoinette Tuff, talked him out of it, basically, or tried to talk about it. I don't want to ruin anything for you. But,
spoiler alert.
I know, right? Maybe I was thinking it. But, so that was an awesome experience as well.
And are you playing the gunman?
Am I playing the what?
Are you playing the guy with the gun?
No, I'm a country cop named Jim Sterling.
Hang on a minute. Did you say Tony Braxton is in it?
Yes.
We love Tony Braxton. How cool is that?
Yeah, and it's a really cool experience, and they really treat you well there too. It was a lot of fun. So looking forward to that coming out as well.
Yeah. So busy then. So you how long you been acting for? I don't know anything about you, Jesse. How old are you?
Well, you never asked me after their age. So we'll say I'm 30.
Well, your showbiz, your age is between 28 and 35. That's the age range that you can play.
There we go. Keep it at that.
That you can play.
I grew up in North Carolina. I'm actually here right now visiting my mom. And been in L.A. for 13 years now.
Oh, man.
So.
Sucks your soul out of that place. Hey, Mum must be proud.
Oh, yeah. I love my mom. She's great, too. She's a wonderful, caring person. It's always nice to come visit with my family and just kind of get out and go to the country for a little bit.
Does she do what my mum... I used to be on TV over here years ago, and my mum would every time I'd go round, she had all my stuff she taped off the telly on VHS, and she had all these little cuttings from the newspapers, and she had like a scrapbook of stuff about me. Does your mum do that?
You know what? My mom's really laid back. She's like...
she don't care.
She doesn't get excitable. she's like just super. I mean, it's a bit of it too, though, because she's a very, very stoic, chill, very laid back woman, and so she gets like I just booked something that I can't really say what it is yet, but I'm about to start working on next week. That the star I'm working with, she's obsessed with, so she gets excited about that kind of stuff. But and she was excited about The Walking Dead because she loves Walking Dead, and stuff like that. But, yeah,
everybody loves The Walking Dead. I mean, that's just one of those programs that has just been a worldwide phenomenon. Do you? Because Day 5, I think the stories in Day 5, I think it's better story than The Walking Dead. It's certainly, I think it's one of the most imaginative stories. If you fall asleep, you die, and you don't know whether it's a virus, you don't know whether it's aliens, you don't know whether it's a government thing. You don't know. The clues are kind of dropped in along the way. Is there a frustration amongst the Day 5 people that it will only be seen by, by people who discover it? It's not on like the BBC or NBC, that it will be a smaller audience than perhaps it deserves.
Yeah, I mean, that's my hopes, is that it does get a bigger platform. I mean, even just doing this interview, it's great for me because I want people to see the show. I'm really proud of it, and, it's got some really great actors on that show, and it's fun to go in there and work with that and see these other people just kick butt. I didn't.
You can say, ironically, you can say ass. You can say kick ass.
Oh, okay, kick ass actors.
There we go.
But so I'm hoping that more people do see it because we're all really proud of it, and the second season, like I said, has just been insane. And every time I actually haven't seen the last 2 episodes. I've seen the one that's airing tomorrow, but I haven't seen the last 2, and every episode is just getting better and better and better and better, and just the story has just been unfolding so nicely. So, I'm hoping that we get more avenues out there. So. It
does. Kath will tell you. I've been banging on about this ever since I discovered it a fortnight ago.
He has. I mean, he won't tell me anything about it because he wants me to watch it. But he's been saying it's amazing. He's really impressed by it.
Oh, it's brilliant, man! And I think you're just superb in it, and it's a lovely mixture of because they've not slept for 5 days. There's some wonderful kind of dream sequence is wrong because they're not asleep, but really psychedelic, surreal things. Yeah. It's beautiful and horrific at the same time.
Right, and there's a lot of humor too, which is what I really loved about the scripts when I got them. It's so refreshing to be on a thrill ride, but then still take a minute to laugh here and there, which I just love. I think when I was telling my friend about it at the beginning, she's like, oh, it kind of sounds like Shaun of the Dead a little bit. It's got that kind of speed to it, like this, apocalypse, this horror stuff, but then there's time for a little bit of a joke here and there. Yeah. Jake is full of those. Luckily, I get to present those out. Every time I get a script, I'm like, I'm laughing out loud half the time, so...
What does your typical day involve, Jesse? I imagine being a Hollywood movie star and a TV star that there are swimming pools, there are girls in bikinis, there are cigars. Is that? Am I close?
Only in the movies. No, it's what it is. A lot of traveling, a lot of going places, and adapting. So I've just spent a lot of time in Pittsburgh recently. I'm going to Atlanta next week. I'm just kind of always traveling. So it's a lot of work, and then you try to squeeze in a vacation here and there. I just went to Tulum, Mexico, which was unbelievable recently, and just try to work as much as you can.
Well, try and get in as much work. Try and get in some play because we are all going to be destroyed by a real nuclear apocalypse soon, Jesse. I don't know if you're aware of that. You guys are going to go.
Apocalypse.
It's actually going to happen.
I know. I'm terrified.
You're in a band as well. Tell me about the band.
Yeah, I'm in a band called Pretty Dead Ferrari. It's with a fellow actor as well, Evan Gamble, and Cole Smith, who's a director. And we started, gosh, I don't know how long it's been, probably 8 years ago. And we just recorded a new song, Bad Dream. We try to play when we can, but we're kind of more of a virtual band at this point because we're all busy working on other stuff.
Yeah.
So we try to put out a song and, do a show when we can. And we're actually about to shoot a music video by the end of this year for the song we just released. So
I was going to say that if you're all actors and you say a director and stuff, then by the very nature of the beast of that work, one of you'll be working for 3 months while the other two are off, and then they'll go off and be doing jobs, and that must be tricky to kind of all be in the same room holding instruments.
It is, but we're so close, and we all just kind of knew that going into it, that would be the case. So it's kind of like, not only is it a fun bonding thing for us to do, we love making music, it's a creative outlet for us all. But yeah, we're always trying to shuffle it around so we can make it happen. So we just do what we can.
Well, listen, I'm going to play one of your songs in a bit because you sent it over and I really like it. But I'm going. If people want to follow Jesse on Twitter, it's I am Jesse C Boyd, JESSE, letter C, BOYD, and this is because here's the thing, Jesse. I kind of hate Twitter because Twitter is it's just full of dickheads. Basically, you know, there's a lot of rude people on there. But here's the wonderful thing. I tweeted. I found this show called Day 5, and I think you should all go and watch it, and it's made by Rooster Teeth. And I saw the Rooster Teeth people retweeted it, so I got a little bit of a buzz, and I saw some more people, and then I saw you retweet it. I went, flipping it, that's the bloke, it's him! And one of the joys of Twitter is we had that communication. I said, hey, do you fancy coming on the radio? And you went, yeah, sure, all right. And I noticed that there's one guy who's, started watching the show. This is always a tough thing, right?
Yeah.
The guy started watching the show and he said, if this show is crap, then I'm going to be really angry. And he watched episode 1. He said, oh, I enjoyed it, but I'm going to give it until episode 2. He's now pretty much done the whole series, and I believe he says that if the series ends well, he's going to cook you a Sunday roast and a proper English fry up as well.
Yeah. Yep. So we've been in contact with him over the last few days. He's been tweeting me all these comments about it, and I'm like, keep watching, and I'm getting breakfasts and then dinners, virtual ones, of course. But it's been really fun because I was like, oh, they got somebody else found out about it from your post, and your show. So.
Jesse, listen, it's such a thrill to talk to you, man. Honestly, and this is one of the great joys of the 21st century. I can watch you on my computer or watch you on my TV, and then a week later we're talking on the radio. I'm going to play the song.
Okay.
Listen, keep in touch, man. Whenever you want to come on, you're very, very welcome. When the movie comes out with Tony Braxton, then come on and chat about that.
I would love to.
The band is Pretty Dead Ferrari. The song is Bad Dream. Jesse, thank you so much, man. We'll speak again soon.
Thanks so much. Take care, man.
Take care. Bye-bye.
All right.
Do you want to go?
Say revenge is best served cold. My life is always frozen. They say you can't live till you learn, but how you're supposed to learn without living? I try and tell myself it's gonna be okay. I try and tell myself it's gonna be alright. And if I tell myself it's gonna be okay, who's listening anyway? Maybe we were meant to fall in a bad dream, to fall in a bad dream, to fall. We all fall down. Time to wake up now. pray the Lord my soul to keep. And if I promise to wake before the dream ends, will I get revenge?
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee.
On air and off the leash.
On Talk Radio.
I enjoyed that. I like that. It's a good programme, day 5. I thoroughly recommend it. What we're going to do tonight, dear listener, it's Friday. We're all feeling a little bit... Everyone's feeling a bit... I had about 4 hours sleep last night. I had to get up, take the kids to school, came back, and I can't remember if I took a pill or not to get to sleep again. I think I must have done, because I was asleep until about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, having nightmares.
Oh, God.
Nightmares. Moved house, and, it was horrible. Anyway. So tonight, we're just going to take it easy. You will get to hear what happened last night when we went to see... a little Q&A with Sparks. We went to see Sparks tonight playing in a record shop.
They were so good. I've never seen them live before, and you've been wanging on about them for years. And I can completely see what you're getting at.
Did a lovely little half an hour set at Rough Trade East in
Brick Lane,
which is Hipster County, as far as I'm concerned.
So many pop-up shops.
I think that's round the corner from the serial killers.
Yeah.
I think. And, they were just wonderful. He's 68 years old, Russell, and the boy bounces around like a teenager, doesn't he? When he does that falsetto. So tonight, I just thought we'd take it nice and easy, nice and slow. I'm still feeling a little bit precious, a little bit fragile. So what we'll do tonight is Catherine and I will sit and chat, and we will take calls straight to air throughout the night. You can call in about anything you want. Heavy, light, serious, depressing, uplifting, glorious, wonderful, hilarious, dumb, stupid. If you just want to phone up and say hello, you are more than welcome to do that. We will not be calling you back tonight. Don't swear. Don't be libelous. We have a 7-second delay. But apart from that, you can call in about anything. 0344 499 1000 is the phone number. 0344 499 1000 is the phone number. Line 1, you're on the wireless.
Hi, who's that?
Well, who's that?
Andre.
Hello, Andre. This is Andre.
Hi, who's that?
This is Andre.
Ian?
I'm Andre.
Ian? Can I quick word with Catherine, please?
No, I'm Andre.
No, right, Andre S. Can I have a quick word with you? I've got to ask you a question.
Which Andre do you want, Andre?
Andre S.
Andre S. The female version of Andre is Andre S. Okay, yep.
Far away, Andre.
Andre S, I've got a bit of a question for you, yeah?
Go on.
If I said you had a beautiful body, would you hold it against me?
No, I'd call a constable.
Right, so no, you wouldn't hold it against me, so I'll see you in a minute. No, but I've also got another question.
Yeah.
Andreas, what's your vital statistics for the job? For your job you do? You know, you know what I was going to say then, didn't you?
Yeah.
What qualifications?
I've got a master's in journalism, I've got a joint honours in languages, and I got 4 A's at A-level. Next question.
Go to line 2. Good evening, line 2.
Evening, Ian.
Good evening, line 2.
It's Alan.
Alan.
Caddick.
Okay, yep.
I want to talk about something I was going to talk to you last night about, but Babcock intercepted it.
Okay. Did you get a Hoover stuck on your penis?
No, I didn't.
Have you ever...
I want to talk about rubbish bands which had endings to songs.
Okay. Rubbish bands with endings to songs.
This is a broad
No,
topic.
I meant good bands, I meant.
Okay.
I was thinking Bohemian Rhapsody by Queen.
Yeah. How does that end? Not soon enough.
Nothing really matters to me. When you had the piano bit, I mean, anyway the wind blows. When you get a gong at the end.
You get a bonged at the end?
A gong.
Thank you very much indeed. Line 3, you're on the wireless.
Hello, Ian.
Hello.
Ian, it's Andrew here. I'm just inquiring, sir, after the health of your ear.
Here's the thing. My ear is clear.
Shut up.
My ear is clear. My ear is clear. My elbow is wellbow.
So are you devoting the rest of your life to Jesus now?
Can't you tell?
I'm hoisted by my own petard. Yes, I kind of have to. Here's the thing. If I don't devote the rest of my life to Jesus, will my ear and my elbow return?
He's not like that, is he, Jesus? He's quite a good dude.
Well, in that case, up yours, dear Lord.
All right.
Yes, it puts me.
You should get her on the radio, Rich Love. I think she was wonderful.
She was on the radio the other day with us. She was great, wasn't she? That was a very peculiar occurrence.
Do you know what I think happened? She frightened the germs out with the shouting.
There was a lot of shouting. It was a very strange experience, and
Did you feel a tingle or anything? Did you feel the devil leaving your body?
No. And my ear felt a bit dicky that night, but it's fine now, and the elbow is fine now. I mean, it is a miracle.
When did you stop taking the antibiotics?
The antibiotics weren't for my elbow, though.
Yeah, but...
The antibiotics stopped on Sunday.
Okay. Oh.
Yeah. It's funny, isn't it, Andrew?
Well, I think you know what you have to do, Ian.
I do. I have to cut off anybody who reminds me that I've got to devote the rest of my life to Jesus. He sounds like the guy with glasses in Gogglebox, doesn't he?
He does.
Doesn't
the one
he?
that says, "Oh, nutty."
Yes. Hello, line 3.
Giles.
Hello, line 3. Okie dokie. Let's go to line 4. Hello, line 4.
Just double checking. Is it straight to air tonight?
Yes.
Okay, thanks.
Thanks very much for calling. And that's how it works. That's how it works, dear listener. You phone up and you come straight to air, and you can talk about anything. Light and shade, up and down, etsy-ketsy, anything you fancy. Tomorrow is an exciting day for me and my 2 young boys, because tomorrow evening we are going, I think it's to the Wickham Swan, to see the Spice Girls tribute act. Let me just...
What are they called?
I think they're called Wannabe, but I need to double check. I've got to check it's Wickham and not the Reading Hexagon. Hang on. Wickham Swan Spice Girls. Let's have a little look. Spice Girls Wannabe, Wickham Swan. This is... Although, it's got to be said, I don't remember the Spice Girls that well. Mel B was a black lady, wasn't she? Was she?
Well, yeah, but, I mean, things change.
Well, she's now a white lady. Introducing Wannabe, the Spice Girls tribute concert featuring your favourite Spice Girl hits. The Wannabes recreate the era of girl power and give you a night out to remember. From the chart-stomping Spice Up Your Life through to the hip-shaking Who Do You Think They Are, they will take you on a Spice World journey that will make you zig-a-zig ah. Wannabe have toured the world for 10 years, performing to hundreds of thousands of Spice Girls fans. Swing it, shake it, move it, make it down however you can. Costumes, groups and families, all welcome for the biggest 90s party in town. Costumes, you say? Let me dust off my Union Jack mini dress. Come and join Ginger, Scary, White Scary, Posh, Sporty and Baby Spice on the smash hit touring sensation not to be missed. Now, here's the thing I learnt by reading the show blurb, right? La 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 la. You know that song?
Yeah. Spice Up Your Life.
There's a bit in it where they go, "Hey, see ya, hold tight," and I thought they were just going, "Hey, see ya," but they're not. They're going, "Hey, si, ya, which is yes,
yes.
in every language of the world. Hi, Japanese. Si, Italian.
Spanish.
Ja, the German, auf dem Deutsch. Hi, si, ja.
Hold tight.
So we learned something.
And then they start going through all the dances, don't they? Flamenco.
Yeah, they go around the world.
lambada.
£26.50 that cost. There's hang on a minute. There's a video here. I wonder what this is. This video. This is the teaser. Let's- Yeah. Is that them? Is that the Spice Girls wannabe?
I mean, that's...
Is that Spice Girls wannabe?
They're good. I mean, that sounds a lot like the Spice Girls to me.
Well, no, but I don't think it is. I don't think that is the Spice
Again.
Girls. Let's have a go again. I think that's... No, I don't think that is.
Well, there's only one way to find out. You're going to have to go and see them.
Fight! You're going to have to go and see them.
I'm just looking up, while you're doing that, I was looking up to see whether the band I could have been in, the tribute band, is still going, and I think they might be. Nice and spicy.
Nice and spicy knickknacks.
I mean, the wigs need a little work.
I do love the Spice. I do love the Spice Girls, and do you know what? I've got a soft spot for tribute bands. I remember watching a Queen tribute band at university, and I was on a very powerful narcotic, and it was a spiritual evening. It's a very spiritual evening.
I saw an excellent Prince tribute in Las Vegas. And, you know, they sometimes do like lobby shows free.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
He was amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. I also got taken to see Fleetwood Mac.
Yeah, they're good as well, apparently.
They're absolutely fantastic.
There's controversy over lots of celebrities have dressed up as bigger celebrities for, I don't know, charity, I don't know what it is. And there is controversy about Krishnan Guru Murthy. Mm-hmm. Krishnan Guru Murthy, whoa, 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 dressing up as Prince.
Why?
Because Krishnan Guru Murthy is, I believe, from Indian descent, and Prince is from African American descent, and so some people in the press, the right-wing press, have tried to make a story out of that.
They're stirring, are they?
They are stirring.
Well, they've not had to black him up, have they?
Where is... I saw it in... maybe it was in...
Prince is very light-skinned. I mean...
Well, why didn't they get a black man? Why didn't they get... Idris Elba to do it? Here we go. Richard Littlejohn.
Oh, yeah, him.
Here we go. Let's read. Let's have a break. Then we'll come back. We'll read Little John's column.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We'll get you talking.
So this is the thing. Cultural appropriation is the latest hate crime dreamed up by the diversity Nazis. While they actively promote men dressing up as women and vice versa, they deplore anyone dressing up as a member of another race. Okay, so I see what he's doing here. He's being a dick. Remember the fuss over students wearing sombreros, which was taken as a racist slur against Mexicans?
I don't remember that, do you?
I do remember it, but I didn't really give it any credence. I think there was banned at university, I don't know. Barely a week passes without another ridiculous complaint. Jan Ravens from Spitting Image and the BBC's Dead Ringers was recently accused of racism for doing an impersonation of Diane Abbott on the wireless.
Was she?
Well, police are investigating 4 men who blacked up as members of the Jamaican bobsleigh team from the film Cool Runnings for a carnival parade in West Wales. The problem is, the law defines hate as anything perceived as hate by anyone, a gift to left-wing troublemakers. On that basis, maybe I should call in the police to investigate Krishnan Guru Murthy, the smug, lefty Channel 4 newsreader. Gosh.
And there we have the nub of the problem.
Guru Murthy. Oh, he dressed up as Jimi Hendrix, so I'm racist because it was another black man.
Mm-hmm.
Guru Murthy dressed up as Jimi Hendrix for a cancer fundraiser. If it's a crime for a white student to wear a sombrero, surely the same applies to a British celebrity of Indian extraction doing an impression of a black guitarist. Claiming it's for charity is no defence. He's an idiot, Richard Littlejohn. Why are people like Richard Littlejohn? Why are these dinosaurs still allowed to roam the earth? We don't need these. We don't need these dickheads. Him and who's the Mackenzie and all. We don't need these old dinosaurs to spreading their bile and their hate. I mean, just awful, awful people. We'll take one of these. Or I think I know where this is going to go. Yes, line one. We'll let them do it once. This is the guy that rings someone else and rings us, and we'll let him do it once. Not worked this time, has it? OK, well, that was your one chance. We won't be answering those calls anymore. Good evening, line 2. Okie dokie, thank you very much indeed. That was the real Spice Girls. Let's go to line 3. 3, you're on the wireless.
Oh, hello there.
Hello, line 3.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, 2 or 3 nights ago, one of your interesting introductory songs, what was it called? It sounded like, to me, like sort of Stars on 45 or something like that, if you know what that is.
I do. Stars on 45, we've got to keep those songs alive. Remember Twist and Shout.
That business, but it was different. It sounded like it was different because I've got that original. Whatever.
It wasn't. It certainly wasn't Stars on 45. I'm going to need a little bit more of a clue.
A little bit more of a clue. Well, it was a medley of songs. That's all I know, and I was wondering what it was as such.
I don't think I'd play a medley of songs.
Well, there's no point in talking then. Bye.
Sorry. Oh, gosh. What were you going to say, Catherine? Sorry.
I think I know what he was talking about, but I'm not going to tell him now. He's gone.
Well, tell me, what was it? It wasn't a medley of songs,
It was the Beatles thing that you played when Jeff Lloyd was in.
Oh, I did, in that case, yes, I did play a medley of songs. He said a couple of nights ago. That was last week, wasn't it? It was Jeff last week. Jeff wasn't this Monday, was he?
No.
It was last week. I don't remember. Well, but thanks for the call. Some people are so rude. Line 4, you're on the wireless.
Oh, good evening, Ian. I've just got a... How was you enjoyed the Sparks?
I did enjoy the Sparks, and every time I see the Sparks, I think of you.
Well, I've got a story to tell you, actually. Last year, before he passed away, I had an email conversation with Charlie Tuna. Now, Charlie...
The fish?
You know who Charlie Tuna was?
Was he the
dolphin friendly?
Was he...
Charlie Tuna was the disc jockey in Los Angeles who introduced Sparks in Roller Coaster.
Dude, listen, you're obsessed with that movie Roller Coaster.
Well, listen, this is an interesting story.
I bet it's not.
I had this email conversation with him, you know, and we were talking about it, and mentioned the fact that, you know, we'd spoken on the radio on your show to Sparks, and he was telling me about the background, you know, to the film. And how the number of times they had to refilm it. It wasn't a one take.
No.
Because every time they filmed it, the noise of the roller coaster would drown out Sparks.
Right.
While they were filming it, you see.
Yes.
So, because they had to do it many, many times.
Right.
And I thought you would be interested in that bit of...
I have noticed, Philip, the last 2 calls and this call, making a total of 3 calls.
Yes.
Your patience starting to wear very, very thin with me.
Well, your patience?
No, your patience wearing very, very thin with me. And I like the new Philip. I like the slightly angrier Philip. I like it.
Oh, right. Well, I'll tell you what, before you cut me off...
Yeah? Let's go to line 5. 5, you're on the wireless. Bit louder, please, line 5.
The Art Council City of Drama in 1994. Air travel. London's got 3 airports. Manchester International Airport is to double in size. Sport. We have Wembley Stadium, Lord Cricket Ground. We have the Olympic bid for the year 2000. City transport. When you won't get much.
Sounds like an advert for Manchester.
Overground. Metrolink. Yes, the trams are back in Manchester.
Yeah.
John Hall is secretary of the London Boroughs Association and agrees that things are happening north of Watford. But there's there's little for the capital to worry about.
I would agree with you that there are some very good signs for Mancunians, that there's a great deal of confidence in Manchester. The examples you've given of the trams, I could say, well, various London boroughs are hoping to see a system here shortly. Brighton is very much to the fore on that.
It's fascinating.
I would make the point it isn't
They're
just
saying
Manchester
they've got. I'm trying to work out what it is. They said they've got a bid in for the 2000 Olympics. So to get a bid in,
look at
it's
our
got
new
to be
International Conference Centre. Look at
10
our
years.
new world standard concert hall.
More than 10 years. It's about 1990. I'm dating this.
Manchester's case about the size of London. In Birmingham's case, the whole conurbation may be a third of the size of London, and they're never going to rival London as the capital city, or indeed London as a world city.
While the folk of Manchester gear themselves up to what is likely to be a busy couple of years, Londoners are confident that once all the hoo-ha dies down, London will still reign supreme.
There's still recent stuff with the Olympic win, and it might, bring some sort of famousness to Manchester. But
I enjoyed that. I couldn't quite. There was, I would say, about 1990. A news piece about Manchester bigging itself up, and why the hell not? It's a wonderful, wonderful city.
Well,
I don't
know.
Manchester.
I don't know when they got the trams, but I think that
before 1990.
No,
they had a bid in for the 2000 Olympics. You've got when did? Well, hang on. Was it the Olympics that was announced the day before the 7/7 bombs? Did they win the Olympic bid? So that was 2007.
It was London that won the Olympic bid.
No,
right?
I'm talking about 2012.
Oh.
The 7/7 bombs went off, didn't they? The day after the Olympic bid. You haven't got a clue what I'm talking about, have you?
I have.
Okay. Well, what was that? The Olympics that were announced? Don't know what part of this you're not understanding. The day before the 7/7 bombs went off, something was announced. What was it?
That we'd won the Olympic bid.
Oh, good. Are you with us tonight, or are you?
I'm really.
Do you want to go and sit outside?
No, I'm okay.
Go and sit outside.
No, I'm all right.
Okay. Well, you don't look well.
I'm okay.
Go and sit outside.
I'm going to go and get a drink of water.
Go and have a little lie down.
I'm okay.
Well, no. Go and have a lie down. Go and have a no. You're sucking the vibe out of the studio is what I'm trying to say. So go and have a lie. It's not an offer. I'm just say it. Go and have a lie down. Was it so? So that was 5 years before the Olympics. I would say 1994-95 is what I'm going to say. Then is what I'm going to deduce from that, dear listener. The person who's calling in and is doing the thing with the phones, it's a great trick and it worked the other day, but I'm not interested tonight. So I can see you calling in. Thank you very much. We appreciate it, but we won't be doing it tonight. But thank you. Everyone else, you're welcome to call in. There's no agenda tonight. I'm just going to sit here and go through the newspapers. You're welcome to call in any time you want about absolutely anything. I'll tell you what. I'll give you the telephone number when we come back. So I can see a few people phoning in now. Put your phones down. You're not going to get answered for 5-6 minutes at the earliest. So put your phones down. And when we come back from the news, we will. I've just said, put your phones down, caller.
Well, I didn't.
Well, I'm going to have to cut you off then.
Go ahead.
I will. Don't tempt me like that. So don't call in. For the next 5 or 6 minutes, I will tell you when to call in, and we will have a little bit of fun on this Friday night. Dear listener, you are listening to the Late Night Alternative. My name is Iain Lee. This is Talk Radio.
Talk Radio.
So here's the phone number, guys. Write it down. 0344 499 1000. 0344 499 1000. It's called straight to air all evening. This is Talk Radio.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
I've just seen her face, I can't forget the time or place where we just met. She's just a girl for me, and I want all the world to see. Had it been another day, I might have looked the other way, and I'd have never been aware. But as it is, I'll dream of her tonight. I've just seen her face, I can't forget the time or place where we just met. She's just a girl for me, and I want all the world to see. Had it been another day, I might have looked the other way, and I'd have never been aware. But as it is, I'll dream of her tonight.
Stars on 45. We gotta keep them songs alive. Remember Twist and Shout? I don't remember how the rest of the song goes. But that wasn't Stars on 45, by the way. But Stars on 45 were these horrible, horrible, cheap, crap cash-ins where they would re-record Beatles songs and songs from the 60s and would make them into like a medley. And you got singles of it. I think the Stars on 45, it would have been singles. I thought they did an album as well. I thought they did an album of it as well. Awful, awful. Just the worst kind of horrible cashing in on music. Stay tuned, dear listener. At the end of the show, you'll hear what happened when Kath and I went to a Sparks Q&A yesterday. Hello, line one. Okay, well, that's your second chance. We won't be playing that game again this evening. Thank you very much indeed. I thought I'd give them a try, but they didn't. Let's go to line two. Good evening, line two.
Good evening.
Good evening.
This is Mindle.
Hello, Mindle.
Hello. I bumped into somebody today that I haven't seen since I was at junior school with them.
Yes.
And they left in the third form, so that's 7 years old.
Yes.
And they said to me, they came up to me, and they said to me, I remember you from school because you did a dance in front of assembly in a turquoise catsuit, and I could see your knickers, they were blue and white stripes.
Sweet Lord, you were accosted by a pervert.
So my question to you is, if you were to bump into somebody from your junior school, is there something that you would be remembered for at school?
Well, but here's the thing. We never know what people remember us for, because what I might consider to be my significant pivotal moments at junior school, but might mean she's gone, Mindle's gone, might be something completely different to somebody else. I remember my mate Kevin Trotman left school when we were about 8, I think, Kevin Trotman. And I'd remember, if I saw Kevin Trotman, I'd remember Kevin Trotman. And also I remember, like, for 1 year in primary school, so at the age of 5, I was in the same class as a kid called Adrian Patrick. Now, Adrian Patrick, I think, went on to be a very famous athlete. And I remember saying goodbye to him because we were playing... me and someone else, and Adrian Patrick and his older brother were playing sort of basketball or something in the school playground, and that was the last time I ever saw him. And then he became a world-famous athlete. Imagine. In fact, I think I raced against him once when I was about 15, 16, and I was a sprinter. And I said to him, and I remember this, parting shot. And I said to him, "Oh, you used to go to Claycott's." He went, "Did I?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Oh, yeah, I was there for like a term." I said, "Yeah, I remember you. We were mates." He said, he didn't have a clue who I was. Didn't have a clue who I was, guys. And that's the way it's meant to be. I don't like all of this kind of Facebook and thing. I don't like the fact that everybody is now instantly contactable. Everybody that you have ever known in your life, you can find them within about 30 seconds by going online and typing their name in. That's awful. Ex-girlfriends, ex-boyfriends, kids you're in school with, teachers, all kinds of things. Imagine. 0344 499 1000. It's Friday night. We're going to kind of, everyone's feeling a little bit under the weather one way or another. So we're going to take calls straight to air and just have a bit of a chilled evening if you fancy that. You won't be getting this anywhere else on the radio dial. Now, there's conflicting stories about George Michael today. Where is it? Let me write. I've got these. Hang on a minute. Right, here we go. So here's one from the Star, the Daily Star. George Michael fans were rejoicing last night after the release of his new single. Fantasy, a new remix by Nile Rodgers using a B-side from Michael's Freedom 90 single, has been branded a masterpiece. That's in the Star. Oh, hang on, I've written all these down wrong. There we go, page 6. No, it's the wrong one. Hang on. I've written George down twice, and of course there's lots of stories about another George. So here's the Mirror. George Michael fans were not happy after new material released yesterday turned out to be an old track remixed. Fantasy was first released in 1990 on UK single Waiting for That Day and in the US on Freedom 90. We go back to the Daily Star. Reaction to the mix has been largely positive, with people calling it uplifting and simply beautiful. We go back to the Daily Mirror. One fan blasted, "New track is actually one of his old tracks and sounds worse than the original." Another raged, "Remixing an old song and not a good one either, it's rubbish." So, it just goes to show, guys, you don't know who to believe. Which side do you go for? The people who said it's rubbish or the people who say it's brilliant? I'm probably going to err on the side of it's rubbish. I haven't heard it. Never a big fan of George Michael. He did one good song. What was the one good song he did? He did one good song. And he released it as a single and it was a flop. And I thought, that's a good song, that. Anyway, if you know the song I'm thinking of, 0344 499 1000. According to George's manager, David Austin, the singer revisited the track last year. Austin told Radio 2's Chris Evans, "George phoned up Nile Rodgers, his good pal, in early 2016 because the two of them have always spoken the same musical language. And Nile has reworked the record." The remix, which features new guitar and vocal hooks, came after George's sisters Melanie and Yoda revealed they plan to continue their brother's legacy through his extraordinarily beautiful music. Now, I think enough time has passed. He died on Christmas Day. I never liked George Michael. I thought he was rubbish. I did think he was rubbish. I like Wham. Wham was all right. I thought he was a little bit, I don't know. Fantasy will feature on a deluxe version of Listen Without Prejudice, Volume 1, coupled with MTV Unplugged. Can you believe it, dear listener? 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. The gentleman who's calling other people on our behalf, I can see you're calling in. I appreciate the hard work that you do for us, but we will not be requiring your services this evening. And I can see it's you because of the system we use here. So I shall not be answering your calls. So my suggestion is relax, put the phone down, enjoy the show. Otherwise you might get bored and frustrated. 0344 499 1000. Call straight to air all evening. This is Talk Radio.
Uncut after-hours conversation for the up-all-night generation. The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio. We'll get you talking.
That's your Don Williams dead, guys. That's your Don Williams dead. Kids all over the country will be... I do hope that this morning have a hotline for the teenage fans of Don Williams who will be in pieces. Don Williams has died, guys. These things happen. Everybody's going to die. Everybody's going to die. That's going to happen. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call this evening. Calls straight to air, dear listener. All night. Anyone else find it weird that there are so many pictures of Prince George everywhere? Anybody finding that peculiar? Anybody finding that peculiar? There's pictures of Prince George everywhere. Everywhere. I find it a little bit weird, if I'm honest. Do you find it a bit weird, line 4?
Kind, just get off this programme. If it wasn't for you, we wouldn't have to worry about people who have 10 kids. How could anybody with 10 kids come on here and talk to me about discipline?
Right, have you finished?
Yep.
You bothered and beached well. Now shut up, you ignorant pig, and listen to me for a change.
I haven't been on for a long time.
I haven't noticed.
We're fed up with listening to your boring tales.
And your flipping phone cut off again, haven't you?
No.
Sounds like Adrian Just. Is it Adrian?
Look here to me. If you bloody men did your job right, there wouldn't be any need for women to struggle with controlling their kids. It's you lot that act like it. It's having like having another kid in the house with having you bloody lot in, you so-called males.
Just because you can't get a man to live with
Oh,
you.
it's James Whale. Oh, it's James Whale. Right, okay.
I'd like to speak to Iain, please.
Yes, you're speaking to him.
Ian? I'm a physiotherapist from Reigate in Surrey. Now, it's about your elbow.
Yes.
Can you lift it up in the air? Does it hurt when you lift it up in the air?
It was cured by a Christian healer.
Yeah, but you know, have you ever had this before? Have you had this before, this problem?
This is actually quite a good voice for you. Hello?
Have you had it before, this problem with your elbow?
Yes, I have, yes.
Well, you've got it again. But what I was going to say was...
Keep it up.
Does it hurt when you lift it up in the
air? Line 5, you're on the wireless.
When I die, would you come and do the eulogy?
Does that mean have a wee on your grave? Because yes, I'd love to.
No. Deliver the speech, you know, at the.
Oh God, no. I'd hate to meet your family.
But I'd like you to come and sort of, say a few nice things about me.
No. I couldn't do it. I detest you as a human being. I loathe you.
What about over Skype? You don't have to meet them.
Is there a fee?
I'm prepared to negotiate.
My fee for eulogies is £2,000.
Right.
And I want first dibs. I want first dibs at the buffet as well.
What if you're doing it over? If you're doing a recorded one, so you don't have to meet the family, can I waive the buffet?
You can waive at the buffet, but that costs £4,000. Yeah, I know. Let's go to line 6. 6, you're on the wireless.
Oh, hi, Ian.
Hello.
Good evening.
Hello. Good evening.
It's Angela.
Good evening, Angela. At last, a sensible caller.
When you were talking about schools, you're quite lucky to remember your school days.
Sorry?
I can't remember school at all. I had a head injury when I was very young, and yeah.
Well, I don't know. Hang on a minute. I don't know if it's lucky to be able to remember school, because most of the time it was miserable or I was mean. So they're not particularly great memories.
Would have been nice to remember, but I got all school photos and that. But my school found out, and they invited me to have a look round, but it still didn't click anything off.
Didn't click. So you don't. Well, hang on. When did you get a head injury?
Early 24.
24?
At work, yeah.
So do you not remember anything before 24?
No.
Wowzers.
And I still struggle.
Yeah.
I still struggle to, capture the... Because I've found a good friend of mine.
Yeah.
And I've got photos, because I remember the faces, but I can't actually remember actually going to the school. And I was in the local paper, and my school rang me up, so to go round.
So what was your head injury, Angela?
Oh, it's a long story. I was working in the shop, and people messed around, and this box fell over, and my supervisor was doing her nut because she kept running over. That's all I remember, seeing her run over to me, and I was in hospital for a bit.
So a box fell on your head?
Yeah, someone pushed it, because I was working on something.
Yes.
And then,
I'm assuming you got a massive compensation payout.
I did in those days, because it wasn't around, was it?
What? Compensation was around?
Was it? I didn't know.
Oh, no, you'd have got thousands for that.
Then I started to have epilepsy then as well.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Well, you're doing sterling work now, Angela.
I am. I've come a long way. A lot of people said I have.
Yeah. Well, the fact that you are able to phone this show and make lucid points shows that you are a contributing and valuable member of society, which is more than most of the idiots listening to this show.
I know, I've been listening all week.
Yeah, weirdos and lunatics have started calling us. What can we do, Angela, to raise the calibre of callers?
They need to be a bit more intelligent.
Yeah, well, how do we do that? How do we get more intelligent callers?
Watch the news a bit more and listen to this, because when you ask a question about what's in the news, they don't answer you.
Hang on, what?
They don't answer you.
So you're saying I should hold auditions for callers?
No, but sometimes you've asked them what happened in the news, and you've asked them a few times, and they don't answer
And
you.
if they don't know, I should cut them off?
Yeah.
All right, Angela, what's happened in the news?
A little baby died when his inflator stopped in America, which was sad.
Yeah, flip it. Well, that's brought it down to the...
Yeah, but you had a few good ones the other day. I thought they were good.
Yeah. Well, Angela, thank you so much. And I'm sorry you don't remember your childhood.
No, don't worry.
Okay. Thanks a lot. Imagine that, not being able to remember your childhood. Imagine that. I mean, most of school's pretty lousy. This is the best days of your life. You've got to be kidding, haven't you? School, the best days of your life. I don't think so. Anyway, there's loads of pictures of Prince George arriving at school. The Daily Mail's got a boner for this story. It really has. All over the shop. Hang on. Line 1, you're on the wireless.
Hi, and it's Nelson from the Norfolk.
Hey, Nelson, man, how you doing? Oh, flipping it! Get his number. Who is this? Who is this? Who is this? Put the phone down. Did we get his number? No. Flipping heck. Right, I've got to keep him on for a minute next time so he can trace his number. I'm going to find you, Nelson. I'm going to find you, and I'm going to smack your teeth in. That's what I'm going to do, Nelson. I'm going to teach you. I'm going to give you a bunch of 5s. Don't keep doing it. Every time. Can someone remind me, can we get, like in petrol stations, they have badly photocopied images of the back of people's head, and it says thief, but they've spelt it T-H-E-I-F, and behind the counter. Can we just get that in my line of vision? Where's my line of vision? On the screen. Can we get that so that the next time Nelson calls in, I'm reminded, and I keep him on the line for a minute, and we can trace the call. Line 1, you're on the wireless.
Behind the counter. Iain?
Please turn your radio off, Gramps.
I'm just learning to do it. Don't worry.
Okie dokie.
Anyway, Iain.
Hello.
All the photographs of this young prince.
Yes.
Goes well, £70,000 a session at school. Ooh, what a programme. But no, they're turning it into just like a soap opera. The whole thing is Harry with his girlfriend as well. They won't leave him alone.
Well, hang on a minute. That's nothing new. The royal family has always been a soap opera. Look at Randy Andy.
Making too much of him.
Well, he's the future king of England.
So what?
So what?
He might not be by the time I'm dead.
Well, he won't be when you... I do think it's weird. I mean, how is he 5?
How did you...
Is he... How old is he? 5? If he's starting at school, he's got to be 5.
Yes.
So I do think it's weird that there are all of these pictures of him, and he's posing for pictures, and in some of the pictures, he's meeting his teacher, and she does a curtsy. She curtsies it. Yes. They've got it completely to cock.
Well, no, they said that at this particular school, all the children shake hands with the teacher.
She curtsies!
Sorry?
She curtsies.
Well, perhaps the knickers were falling down, I don't know.
Yeah, well, I don't think her knickers were falling down, Dennis. So she's curtsying. I do think that's a bit odd. That kid's going to be a right little SH1T. He's going to have no respect.
Like his grandfather.
If any teacher tells him off, he'll just have them executed under mysterious circumstances in a car crash.
He's taking after his grandfather.
Exactly! Thank you, Dennis. It's the weirdest thing, man. This kid, I mean, the Daily Mail is just like, oh, yeah, His Royal Shyness's first day at school. Oh, get stuff, Daily Mail. Get your tongue out of a child's backside, because that's what you're doing. No mummy and a bruise. No wonder George looked wobbly. Oh, jog on, you. Just jog on, you absolute idiots. Absolute idiot. Listen to this rubbish. He set off from home with a big grin and a skip in his step. But by the time Prince George arrived at school for his first day yesterday, the nerves seemed to have kicked in. Maybe that was because he was met by a barrage of paparazzi outside his front door. And he was followed every step of the way. That's not normal behaviour. Let him... listen, just let him get on with the first day at school. It's stressful enough for kids and for parents anyway. Just let him get on with it. As Prince William dropped him off at a £20,000 a year Thomas's school in Battersea, the 4-year-old clutched his father's hand and glanced about him anxiously. George looked smart in his perfectly pressed uniform and polished black loafers, with his blonde hair neatly combed to the side. But boys will be boys! Even princes. Jesus Christ. And there was no hiding the start of a shiner and 2 small cuts under his right eye. Someone call social services. The Duchess of Cambridge, 35, who it was announced this week is pregnant again, was forced to miss his big day due to acute morning sickness. An aide said she was desperately disappointed. Instead, William, 35, took his son alone with a small security detail. Let's just read that again. Instead, William, 35, took his son alone with a small security detail. So, not alone. Kensington Palace last night released the photo of the pair leaving home. William drove George in the family Range Rover, and despite the risk of traffic, the 3.5-mile journey through London took just 19 minutes. They arrived at the school discreetly through a side entrance. Holding his son's backpack, which had his name on it, William gave his son some words of encouragement as they walked to meet lower school headmistress Helen Haslam. George bit his lip and rubbed his face nervously, but when William encouraged him to shake hands with the teacher, he did so perfectly. Perfectly. Line 5, you're on the wireless.
Hello, Ian.
Hello, Line 5.
Hi. I came across an article today about mysterious black smoke signals that were seen over Windsor.
Oh, go on.
Yeah, and being an expert in the paranormal, I've actually managed to decode the message.
Oh, this sounds good. Go on.
Yeah, it's actually a message from the royal family to interdimensional beings.
Okay.
And the message is, I quote, Middleton is pregnant again.
Thank you very much for that. It's appreciated. Don't know where we'd be without that keen insight.
Unmissable late night radio with the original king of unconventional conversation. Make contact with Iain Lee. The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
Let's try line 3. 3, you're on the wireless.
Me.
Oh, for goodness sakes. Let's read more of the Daily Mail embarrassing itself, shall we? William, like other parents, stayed for around 40 minutes as his son settled in his classroom. Jeez. Why are they giving us all this information? Really? Who cares? Oh, yeah, Daily Mail readers. Later, he admitted to guests at a Kensington Palace reception that he and Kate had been a little bit worried about their son, but added, Stressful day doing a school run. Yeah. You try doing a school run when you've had 4 hours sleep, or you try doing a school run when you've got to do it bang on time because then you've got to nick off to work, and if you're late, you're going to get a rollicking from the boss. You try doing that, fella, without a security detail. Line 6, you're on the wireless. Hello, caller. No, they bottled it. That's fair enough. But it was really nice, actually. It went well. There was one other parent who had more of an issue with their children, so I was quite pleased I wasn't the one. William was due to pick up his son at lunchtime, as younger pupils only come in for half days to start with. George's low-key first day at school was very different from his father's, as only a few media sources were allowed to record it, while William and Harry had faced hundreds of photographers when dropped off at school by Lady Di. Then Thomas, who was headmaster of Thomas's Battersea for 18 years and is now principal of Thomas's London Day School, said George would be treated like any other pupil, you reckon? And he's already got a friendly face to help him settle in, as his cousin Maud, 4, daughter of Prince Michael of Kent's son, Lord Freddie at Windsor, started at school. Yes, line 1.
Right, Ian, this is Jake from Sussex.
Hello, Jake from Sussex.
Hello, how you doing?
I'm all right, mate. What you got?
Yeah, not bad. I've been in the local this evening. We've been drinking very large steins of beer, all dressed up in Oktoberfest garb.
It's hang on, it's only September.
Yeah, but actually Oktoberfest starts next weekend in Munich.
Well, hang on. Okay, well then it's still the... Hang on, why isn't Oktoberfest in October?
Yeah, that's a little trick they play on everyone, basically. It actually starts in the second week of September, I think.
Oh, flipping heck. Well, why are you... Hang on, there's so many questions here. Why are you doing it a week before they do it?
Just because we had all the equipment, so, why not?
The equipment, by equipment you mean lederhosen?
Yeah, lederhosen, stein glasses.
Good for you.
Lots of beer.
Well, that sounds like an absolutely spiffing night out.
Yeah.
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 As the Germans say, yeah.
Yeah, as the Germans say, yeah. Does the Germans say anything else?
Not very much, no.
No. They don't even say 9?
9? No. 9.
9. Das ist nicht gut. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So you have phoned up to tell me that you are wearing lederhosen and that you have been drinking beer?
Oh, yeah, Ian. Yeah, I've had a very good time, and I love listening to your radio show.
Where is, what is the name? The Mutter, as you say, your wife. Where is your wife? Man. Where is your wife?
Where is my wife? My wife,
No, not your wife. Not Inspector Clouseau. Your wife! Where is your wife? Wake her up and make love to her! Go make love to your wife!
Yeah, okay then. Okay, thank you very much.
Go and make love to your wife and film it and put it on Instagram!
I will. Thank you very much, Ian.
Thank you! What a delightful fruitcake. One of the best places I've ever been to in the world, and this was when I wasn't drinking, was it was Tokyo, I think. And we were just wandering about late one night. And we saw these doors. And there was something about these doors. And I said to my wife, who I was with at the time, I said, shall we go in here? I'm just getting a vibe from it. And we said, yeah, sure, we went in. And we went in. Maybe it was Osaka. We went in. And it was this huge German beer hall in Japan. And it was Japanese girls dressed up as the German waitresses. And everyone was absolutely steaming drunk. And I wasn't drinking, but I remember walking in and getting the vibe, and it was really noisy, and there was a vibe, and I think there may have been like an umpire band playing. And I remember getting in, and I think I climbed up on a table and started clapping, going, "Yeah, this is it! Come on, guys!" And we started like a clap across the room. Oh, it was wonderful. The best time, every now and then, I could really murder a beer. And when I say murder a beer, I mean get absolutely paralytic. And when I say every now and then, I mean, at least 3 times an hour these days. But sometimes it's wonderful to be in a room with completely drunk people who are, there was like 200 people there. I think there was a conga. I've got a feeling I was at the front of a conga as well. That's how you do these things. That's the best way. That's the best way to be, guys. Oh, let's take a break.
Take a trip into the alternate reality of late night radio.
I think I'm in something like the Matrix, and so are you.
The Late Night Alternative.
Hello.
With Iain Lee.
Is there anybody out there?
On Talk Radio.
Hello.
We're taking calls straight to air this evening. 0344 499 1000. Good evening, line 6.
Evening. I think I know that song that you were thinking of before, the George Michael Penn song.
Oh, yeah.
Did it go, you got soul, got soul, got soul, got soul, got soul, got soul, got soul. I said, get on down. 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 Hey, everybody, take a look at me. I've got street credibility. I may not have a job, but I have a good time with the boys that I meet down on the line. Say, I don't need you. You don't approve who asked you to. Hey, jerk, you work. This boy's got better things to do. Ain't never gonna work it down in dirt. I choose to cruise. I'm gonna live my life sharp as a knife. I found the groove and I just can't lose. Hey, one man from top to toe. Cool cat man, gonna let you know. I'm a soul boy. I'm a doll boy. Take money in hand, I believe in joy. Wham, bam, I am a man. Job or no job, you can't tell me that I'm not. Do you enjoy what you do? If not, just stop. Don't stand there and rot. Was it that?
No, it wasn't.
All right, cheers, bye.
Thanks very much indeed. Hey. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. You're more than welcome to. Surgeons save a workman's penis after it was severed by a circular saw. What the heck were you doing with your dick out near the circular saw? Why the hell did you have your dick out? What was that about, guys? A relative said the quick actions of another man saved his life. Now, the only quick actions you could think of are to turn the saw off, pick up the severed penis and push it back in place. That's got to be the quick actions. That's got to be the quick actions. The victim was rushed to Southmead Hospital in Bristol, where he had 8 hours of surgery. Last night, the man, believed to be from Gloucester, was said to be extremely poorly. Poorly is when someone's got a bit of a cold, or poorly is when someone has pulled a muscle in their leg, not when someone has cut their penis off with a circular saw. That is not poorly. That is effed up. The man, believed to be from Gloucester, was said to be extremely effed up. That would make more sense, guys. Extremely poorly. Okay, this is a horrible story. This is genuine. Before we go into this story, this is a genuine story of an abusive parent, right? And he beat his kid up and stuff like that. He's gone to prison, right? But so he beat his kid up. He's got Oh, a 12-month suspended sentence. Well, oh, God. Oh, that's all right, then. Oh, this is horrible. I'm going to read it, but I'm not reading this because I'm saying, oh, this is funny. It's a horrible, horrible story, right? 8-year-old kid. He put a spider in the kid's mouth to teach him a lesson. Flipping it. A cruel dad put a live spider into his son's mouth to teach him a lesson. What lesson would that be? That dad's a knob? He also made the 8-year-old watch horror movie The Ring. The dad admitted child cruelty and assault. And there is other stuff that I've not read out. That's you know, the traditional abusive parent thing. His dad admitted child cruelty and assault and was handed a 12-month suspended sentence. How does that... Hang on a minute. How does that tally up? Judge Peter Hayward told him children deserve to be protected by their parents, but the way you behaved was totally unacceptable. Jesus, the guy's a nutcase. How can you do... But how is that even... How is that even a thing? How would you even think that up? And why the hell didn't he go... I don't want to sound all... I don't want to sound all reactionary, but, you know, you've got to go to prison for that, haven't you? You've got to go to prison for that. Here we go. Here's controversy. 0344 499 1000. By the way. Controversy, guys. Furious customers are protesting. Right, when I read what they're protesting about, just let me know if you would actually protest about what I'm going to say, right? It's building up to be... Well, they're building up as something hugely important, okay? Furious customers are protesting after Argos chiefs admitted its catalogue is being withdrawn from stores. And who's protesting about that? The glossy family favourite, Jesus, has been scrapped at some sites as bosses decide if it has a future. Now, of course, when we were kids, we loved the Argos catalogue because when it was coming up to Christmas, we'd look at the toys and the phrase was, I want that, 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 I really want that, I want them and I want that. All the way through it. What was the game we used to play with the Argos catalogue? What was the game we used to play with it? Where you had to, you had to say, well, it was not much of a game. You open it on a random page each and see who had the most expensive thing. But fans of the catalogue, it's one of these made-up stories from Twitter. But fans of the catalogue used social media to slam the move. Maddie Parnell simply wrote, "Save the Argos catalogue." Let's see if we can find Maddie Parnell on Twitter. Let's see. There she is. It's Maddie Parnell. TV watcher, Labour Party member, shopaholic. Save the Argos catalogue. Well, no, hang on. She's written Save the Argos catalogue, but she's then linked it to a Daily Telegraph story. What? The Mirror, where I'm reading this from, they've not mentioned the Daily Telegraph. Let's read some more of Maddie Parnell's tweet, shall we? Fascinated to learn that the phrase fair dinkum originates from Lincolnshire. Verdict on Great British Bake Off is pretty good. Liked Prue, Noel and Sandy, and of course Paul. Weird with ads, but was able to fast forward through. She seems to be upset about a lot of things on Twitter. Good for her, though. Well done. Sheena Hendry said, Oh, by the way, there's a bloke on Twitter who's done a very, very funny thing, right? And I retweeted it earlier. Where he's taken quite angry quotes from people on Twitter, just ordinary people on Twitter, and then made it up into like a poster with their avatar, the picture of them on it. So it's like a picture of a sensible-looking woman in her 50s saying, next they'll be telling me we can't eat white bread. And there's where is it? Let me see. I don't know if I'll be able to convey the humour of them. Let me find it. 0344 499 1000. By the way, here we go. Bloke called Mark. Send him a tweet. It's MRKHNDY. MRKHNDY. And I'm not going to be able to... Okay, there's a woman, she looks like she's... so this is her Twitter avatar. She's got to be about 50, and she's smiling, and it's a picture of her in her living room, and it's done as a poster, and the text is, shut the borders and kick out the scum. There's a lovely-looking lady, again, I would say about 50, a bit of a MILF. It's got to be said. She's lying back. She's doing a selfie on a big sofa of cushions, doing a selfie. She's smiling. She looks happy. And her message is, we have no say in whether we want halal. Our schools serve nothing but. Stop this cruelty and bring pork back to schools. Our country. They're all wonderful. There we go. There's a lovely lady, got to be in her 60s, smiling awkwardly. She's stroking a cat on a table and looking at the camera. Someone else is taking the picture. This is Great Britain and a Christian country. If you don't like it, bugger off. Here's one, a lady. Picture's been photoshopped, because it looks like, because the skin is very smooth. Again, I'm going to say mid-40s, blonde, very busy mouth, we would say. Lots of teeth. Looks like a nice lady. Looks like taken in her bedroom, wearing a nice dress. It has to stop. There are no-go zones in areas that look like Pakistan. All men, grubby shops, and women covered up, and whites not always welcome. Lovely lady, I'd say about 55, lovely blonde hair, quite beautiful. Ship them back to hell where they belong. Oh God, they're just jealous. Jealous. So I'm reading one that says jealous. They're just delightful. Just delightful. There's an old lady. She's got to be 70. White hair, close-up picture of just her head, wearing her glasses. She looks like a lovely lady that you might see at the bus stop feeding the birds. And she's tweeted, internment camps urgently needed. Wow. All right, last one, because I don't know how well this conveys, right? There's an old guy. He's got to be in his late 70s. Moustache. He's wearing like a Fred Perry T-shirt, Fred Perry top, with 3 buttons, done up to the top. He's wearing a blazer, and he's got about 15 medals on there. And his caption is, cut off welfare for all Muslims, send them back. It's just, I'll retweet that one, and you go and follow the guy, and it's just delightful. He must have spent a bit of time putting that together. I love that. Sheena Hendry said, do you realise how many hours of peace and quiet that catalogue gives parents of children who sit flicking through the toy section? I don't know, Sheena, here's an idea. Why don't you join a library and get them some books out? Some actual books. I love it. It's great for browsing and inspiration, and kids love it, especially at Christmas. Kids don't love the Argos catalogue. It was a distraction, at best. Argos said, as increasing number of customers choose to shop online, we are testing demand for the take-home catalogues in a small number of stores. it was announced last week that the printed Yellow Pages phone directory is being ditched for a digital-only service. At last! Because we still get Thompson Local and flipping Yellow Pages dumped on our doorstep whether we want it or not. You try throwing those things away. You can't put it in the recycling. They will reject it. They're flipping huge. Let your fingers do the walking over your keyboard and type it in Google. No one uses the phone books anymore, guys. Here's something, kids. You used to be able to get a phone book and you could look up your friend's telephone number in it if you knew their last name and their dad's first name. So you did. Their dad's first name, the initial, and their last name. And if you knew the street, that would help because their address was listed in a book that everyone had access to. And it's a miracle we weren't all murdered and receiving dirty phone calls. The old days were absolutely rubbish. This is the Late Night Alternative. My name is Iain Lee. You're listening to Talk Radio.
Talk Radio.
Call straight to air for the last hour of the show and a little bit of Sparks as well. 0344 499 1000. You can call in about absolutely anything. The only rules are don't swear, don't be libelous. That is it. Or if you've got a radar diary, ticket please. This is the Late Night Alternative. My name is Iain Lee. You're listening to Talk Radio.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
It's a little retro and a bit passé, but you know you make her feel okay, and she feels alright. The stars are bright, the missionary position, and the acrobats, well, they tend to stop. All you know is that you can hit her off, and you feel alright. The stars are bright, the missionary position. The trial and true is good enough for me and you, for me and you. The trial and true is good enough. Don't need any more. It ain't the wine, it's the missionary position. There are pros and cons to each different pose, but we don't see any need to get to those, 'cause we're feeling great, a heightened state, the missionary position. The tried and true is good enough for me and you, for me and you. The tried and true is good enough. Don't need any more. The stars are bright, the missionary position. You might pride yourself, you're so avant-garde, but with me a classicist, I guess it's hard. Patronize what you like, we both like the missionary position. Frequency, but we both are smiling as you well can see, and it ain't no joke, it ain't the rope, it's the missionary position. It's a little retro and a bit passé, but you know you make the feeling okay, and you feel so right. The stars are bright, the missionary position.
love a bit of Sparks. I love Sparks' Missionary Position from the new album Hippopotamus, which is out now and is a joy. We went to the launch yesterday and you will hear what happened. And we went and saw them this evening, do a little sort of mini gig.
So good.
Brilliant, wasn't it? In a record shop. It was very, very exciting. Hey, hands up who's been blown out by Mark Hamill this week? Me.
Oh, you don't know that.
I do know that.
Oh.
Did you not see the tweets he sent?
Go on.
You muted me on Twitter.
I haven't.
You don't know. You don't see any of the stuff. So I tweeted Mark Hamill, right? Because Mark Hamill and I share interests in music. He likes the Kinks. I like the Kinks. He's friends with Dave Davis. He likes the Turtles. I like the Turtles. He likes the Monkees. I like the Monkees. And so there was a little tweetage going on between him and Dave Davis of the Kinks. So I tweeted him a couple of months ago and said, hey, Mark, I'd love to invite you on the show. And we won't talk about stars at all. We'll just talk about music. Okay? There'll be no space chat, just music.
Yeah.
And he replied, I'd love to. I'm a little bit busy at the mo. Drop me a line in the future. I went, I will do that. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So I dropped him a line a couple of weeks ago. Nothing. I dropped him a line on Twitter. So I tweeted him again. Mark, just, very quietly, tapping you on the elbow, just asking if you'd like to come on. Again, we just talk about 60s pop. I'm not interested in talking to you about space. Okay. He replied, Hi, Iain. Please contact Disney Lucasfilm, who handle all such requests. X0X0, MH. That's a blowout.
But the thing is, you don't want to talk about Disney, so why? Is he owned by Disney now?
That's... well, no, what he's saying is, get stuffed, kid, because I'm never going to come on your show. He's been DMing...
Yeah, probably saying, can you please contact Disney and stop barraging me with football nonsense?
You know what's going to happen is, one day we're going to be sat here and he's going to walk into the TalkSport offices. When he does, I'm going to go up to him and say, was this interview arranged via Disney Lucasfilm? Because I've got a feeling you were giving me the brush off.
Yeah.
Skywalker. But I was gutted. I saw that last night.
I'll just give him a karate chop to the windpipe.
Why couldn't he just mute me? Why did he? I did feel. I felt humiliated.
You know, he did that to me once.
Who?
Keris Matthews.
Ooh.
Yeah. Oh, she was like, oh yeah, definitely. DM me. So I DM'd her. She went, yeah, can you contact my agent?
Here's another one.
Ignored me.
Let's do it. Let's do this. Giles Martin.
Oh.
Giles Martin of the Beatles. Yeah, I'd love to. On Twitter. Yeah, I'd love to.
There was a bit of back and forth, wasn't there?
Back and forth. Love to. DM me. So I DM'd him. He said, yeah, I'd love to. We'll sort it out. Sort it out. Definitely sort it out. Get in touch with these guys and we'll sort it out. I'm well up for it. We'll invite... and he said, I'll invite you down to Abbey Road. We'll do the interview there. He said that.
Yeah.
Right? So then we start emailing this PR guy. And as soon as the PR guy emailed back, I thought, this is never going to happen. Because it was all, it's very busy schedule at the moment. But I said, well, that's cool. I said, Giles did get into. He did say he was up for it. He said, maybe I could come to Abbey Road and do it. Yeah, well, it's very busy. He's away in America for the next 2 weeks. I said, okay, well, should I get in touch then? Well, we'll be in touch. Never got in touch. So I sent another one. 2 weeks. Yeah, it's going to be a bit busy. We might be able to give you half an hour one afternoon. Okay, fine. Yeah, I'll take that. Whatever. Sent a few more emails. No reply. And then the last one, so we finished publicity for this movie now. Okay, and that was it. Never heard from him. And I've DM'd Giles a couple of times, no reply.
Oh,
I just think if you listen, if don't say yes when you mean no. Don't say yes when you mean no. That's all it is.
Showbiz.
It's showbiz.
It's nasty, isn't it?
I was so disappointed. And last night when Mark Hamill sent that back, I thought, oh, Jesus Christ, what is this about? So I'm gonna kill him. Not gonna kill Mark Hamill. I'm not gonna kill Mark Hamill. But I was very disappointed.
Well, his dad is Darth Vader.
Well, yeah, that would explain it, guys. That would explain it. 0344 499 1000. Alan's got an idea. I just had an idea, Iain.
Oh,
let's listen to this, okay? We like ideas. Ideas are good. Always up for ideas.
Mm-hmm.
How about extending the length of your podcast? Come on, man. 40 minutes for a 3-hour show, 90 minutes would be quality.
Listen, mate, it's supposed to be 30 minutes. Shh.
Well, if they are 40 minutes, I think we should cut them back down to 30 minutes.
Well, actually, some of them, they're mostly around 30, and some of them are 25, because they're as long as they should be.
Here's the thing, Alan. Part of me thinks that we should put the whole show out as podcast, genuinely, right? But when, not the last set of figures, but the one before that was shocking. We had 3 sets of figures, listening figures, that were down, and we got down to a very, very low level. And we all had a rethink after the very low ones came in, and we decided that we weren't going to, focus so much on the depression, and we were going to reopen the Giggle Factory, and we dusted off the keys, and we did. And we decided a few other things we were going to do, and one of the things we decided was perhaps we are giving away too much of the show to be listened to afterwards. And that is perhaps stopping, perhaps some listeners are choosing that option instead of listening live. That's why we did it. And what a surprise, the next set of figures were about 3 times what they were before.
The thing is, the podcast is supposed to be a taster so that you want to listen to the rest.
So I dig it, but no, if you want to listen to the whole show, you can do. If you go to talkradio.co.uk, and there's a listen again thing. It's not the smoothest of systems, but it works, so you can do that. Mm-hmm. Bit windy pops now.
It's that coffee, isn't it?
Decaffeinated coffee, I'll have you know, guys. Decaffeinated coffee. Call straight to air for the last 40 minutes of the show. Quiet on the phones. I think it's mainly because I don't know why. It's summer. It's coming towards the end of summer, and radio generally has less listeners during the summer. There is always, the idea buzzing around in my head that people have got wise to the fact that this is a show that's perhaps not as good as they want it to be. I don't know. But we will take calls straight to air.
Here's what I reckon.
Yeah.
Another one of my theories.
Yeah.
Kids all went back to school this week.
Yeah.
And everyone is knackered.
Knackered. 0344 499 1000. This is Talk Radio.
Experience the unconventional,
Evening, boss.
the unpredictable, and the completely unorthodox.
Exactly.
With rule-free Iain Lee. The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee.
I've got no internet for the last 4 days.
On Talk Radio.
0344 499 1000. Call straight to air for the rest of the show. Sparks coming up at the end of the show. The way it works like this is you can call up about absolutely anything you want, and we will put you on the air. Don't swear, don't be libelous. That's it. Let's go to line 1. 1, you're on the wireless.
Hello, Ian. How you doing?
Good, thank you.
Yeah, Ian, just on last night's show, just a point concerning the endings to songs, and what I thought was a little bit out of hand, really, with Rocky, who called in relation to Rock Around the Clock. Might not have been the best ending, but I think he really rubbished Bill Haley.
Bill Haley's a terrible. He was a country and western singer who did a little bit of bebop and a little bit of swing, and then he was an opportunist. He wasn't an innovator. He wasn't a leader. He was an opportunist.
Yeah, take away that, but at the time, the first thing that we heard was Bill Haley as far as rock and roll was concerned. That's all we knew. Presley come along at 56 about the same time, and obviously
54.
Totally different person.
54.
Lost the moves,
54.
the lot.
54.
Well, Heartbreak Hotel was probably where most people got to know Presley.
That's All Right Mama was recorded in 54.
Yeah, but 56 Heartbreak Hotel was probably on the back of...
Just because Bill Haley was the first person that you heard, it doesn't mean he's any good.
No, but that's all we knew. And so we were teenagers then.
Right.
Before then, we'd got the Beverly Sisters and all the rest of that stuff and the crooners. And then suddenly Bill Haley come on the scene. So that's all we knew. Okay, I'll agree with you. In terms of what he was and when he come over, he's totally unaccepted. It sort of destroyed.
Being a little bit, Barry, you're being a little bit harsh on Bill Haley there, man.
No, I'm saying that after I saw Presley as a young guy,
so it's all right for you to be critical.
No,
but when I'm critical, I'm being a bit harsh. Do you not see the hypocrisy there?
Not really, because
you phoned up. And your opening gambit was, I'd been harsh on Bill Haley, a man that's been dead for years, right? And then you've just started criticising Bill Haley. I'm just a bit confused.
No, I'm not criticising Bill Haley in terms of his music and the introduction of rock and roll.
Oh,
which
you're
as far as I was
criticising him
concerned-
for the way he looks. That's even colder.
What I'm saying is, after Presley, yes, all of the comments that you made, chubby, kiss curl, all the rest, he paled into insignificance because Presley was just the total thing, wasn't he? There's no doubt about that. And so our attitude of rock and roll changed. But I thought what you did last night, you destroyed part of Rocky's memories and his nostalgia.
Oh,
You were a bit hard on him.
Barry, get a grip, mate. How did me disagreeing with him about Bill Haley destroy his memories? Are you insane?
Well, you obviously upset the guy. I mean,
I couldn't care less if he gets he got upset because I didn't like Bill Haley. He's been slagging me off on Twitter. Tough.
I still say that in terms of Bill Haley's music and at the time and how we received it as teenagers, we'd not heard anything at all.
I couldn't care less.
Anything
Barry, Bill Haley was crap. He had one decent song, and even that was not... I mean, Rock Around the Clock isn't real rock and roll. He had an accordion in the band. How is that rock and roll?
So how do you explain Shake, Rattle and Roll? See You Later, Alligator, Rip It Up, Razzle Dazzle?
Yeah, they're awful.
Rockin' Through the Rye?
They are
There's a load of them.
They are awful. Jump on the bandwagon. Let's make the black man music as white and as bland as we can. They were awful.
Well, okay, yeah, I'll agree with you on that. And to some extent, so was Presley. They called him the White Hillbilly, you know. But the same thing was going on. They were discrediting the black contribution to music. I'll agree with you on that. But the point that I'm making.
Right. Here's the thing, Barry. Focus on the point you're making, because at the moment you're making two very diverse points, and I don't know which point is the one you're trying to make. The 2 points you're trying to make are: you think Bill Haley was all right, and I've ruined Rocky's memories. Which point are you trying to make? Let's focus on the 1 point that you're trying to make.
Okay, I think Bill Haley at the time was all right, and was a powerful introduction as far as rock and roll was concerned to me as a young teenager. As far as Rocky was concerned...
Right, hang on a minute. Now we're doing 2 points. I don't think you're capable of doing 2 points at once. I'm going to make it easy for you, Barry. Pick 1 point. What is the point of this phone call? Is it me slagging off Bill Haley, or is it me destroying Rocky's memories? Those are your rather exaggerated and over-the-top words. Which of those has got you more upset?
I wouldn't say that I'm totally upset about it, Ian.
Well, you're being very aggressive. You're being very aggressive and rude.
What I'm saying is the one led to the other. I listened to the conversation that you had with him last night.
I don't think
and
you did.
I saw an old guy, same age as myself, who grew up with that music, and I thought you sort of shattered his memories and
Barry. We disagreed as to whether Bill Haley, a minor figure in popular musical history, was any good or not. If you really think that shattered his memories, then you're more nuts than I thought. What a stupid thing to say. How is that going to shatter his memories?
Well,
some bloke he's never met doesn't like someone that he likes. How is that going to shatter his memories? Are you nuts?
Yeah, I sort of picked that up from the way the guy went off, and he was trying to come back.
Well, that's very arrogant of you. That's arrogance. What you've done is you have projected your own insecurities onto Barry. Barry can speak for himself, as he has done on Twitter with all his passive aggression, right? So don't
Rocky,
speak.
You mean Rocky?
Rocky, yeah, Rocky. He's with all his passive aggressive tweets and stuff that he's even doing tonight. It's destroyed his memories. What utter bollocks, Barry, and you know it. Come on, you're better than that.
What I think, Ian, and I should probably put over to you is, growing up at that time...
Oh, Jesus, I don't care about you growing up at that time. How have I shattered his memories by saying I didn't like the singer he liked? It's not like I've gone up to some 13-year-old schoolgirls and gone, you know that band you like? You know, a Little Mix, that band? They're rubbish. Little Mix are rubbish, and they're horrible, and they're bad to their mums, and they're all tarts, and I hope they die. It's not like I've gone up to a 12-year-old girl. I was having a discussion with a bloke in his 60s or whatever about a singer. How is that going to destroy his memories? Barry, you're insane.
Music memories are quite important, you know, growing up at the time and all of that
Stop
stuff.
saying Will you please stop saying growing up at the time? It's irrelevant.
Well, I guess that's how it was, though, Ian.
Oh,
you know,
God.
you've got a very good knowledge of music.
I have the best knowledge of music out of anyone.
Most of it it comes from what you've read. You weren't actually there at that particular moment. When
How many times did you see Bill Haley in concert?
I never got to saw Bill Haley
Right,
in
so
concert.
you weren't there at the time. You listened to the records and you read about him the same as me. I've listened to the records and I read about him, so we've got exactly the same knowledge, except I've probably got more knowledge than you.
Well, then I can probably say that I was listening to that music before you were.
Well, that doesn't, Barry, that doesn't mean you know more about him. Of course you listened to him before I did, because you're a doddery old git. I'm a young, thrusting man with the best years of my life ahead of me. And they won't
Probably
involve
so.
Bill
Probably
Haley.
so. Probably so, Ian. But, you know, it is important that, you know, when you're actually there when that is happening and you're experiencing the things, and the thing is with Haley as well, you know, he was the rebel side of it at the time for all
He was not. Bill Haley was not a rebel. You don't know anything. Bill Haley was about 40 when he recorded Rock Around the Clock. He was a fake. He was a fraud. He was the first of the plastic pop stars. The later ones were the Monkees and the Osmonds and the Partridge Family. He is no better nor worse than any of the... He was the Partridge Family of the 1950s. And when he came over here in 1957 and did his tour, the whole of Britain was disappointed to see this fat, balding, drunk, kiss-curled loser in his 40s singing rock and roll and rockabilly and bebop.
So before they saw him then, what was causing the Teds to rip up the seats?
It wasn't his song.
What, Rock Around the Clock?
It wasn't his... Jesus, it's like I get better arguments out of my kids than this. Who'd have thought Bill Haley would be the most contentious topic we would cover this week of all weeks?
Well, you know, Bill Haley was the person that everybody was relating to. Bill Haley and the Comets, they were the ones that the Teds latched onto, and the rebel sort of the music was come about as far as Rock Around the Clock's concerned, or Blackboard Jungle, and you know, and that started that sort of rebel side to rock and roll. Whether we think that the bloke looked the part, of course he didn't when you saw Presley.
Very good, almighty. Okay, well,
anyway, Ian, that's my contribution.
Well, it's wrong. It's wrong, and everything you said is wrong. And of course, I've not shattered Rocky's. Rocky's still having a pop at me on Twitter. Aggressive.
Oh, right.
I gave you a compliment. I'm so shattered. What compliment? Here's the compliment he gave me, right, in the tweet before. You know, with Ian, if it's not Monkees, Beach Boys, 60s, 70s, 80s, it's rubbish. That Martin, Rocky, is passive aggression. Aggressive. I gave you a compliment. I'm so shattered. I did meet Bill Haley in 1979. So what? So what? Flipping Bill, flipping Haley. He's rubbish.
Yeah, well, I'll agree with you on the fact that, you know, as far as the Monkees are concerned and all the rest of it, but one led to the other, Ian, and whether we like it or whether we don't,
you're
Bill
wrong.
Haley was a part of rock and roll, and that's how it is.
You can't just say that's how it is when everything you've said before that is incorrect.
So what is incorrect?
Thanks for calling, Barry.
Yeah, nice to talk to you, Ian.
Oh, God. Oh, Jesus. Line 2, you're on the wireless.
I listened to the Monkees before you did. Na 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 na.
Oh, God.
Someone needs to tell David Starkey that he knows nothing. People older than him know more about history because they were more likely to have been there.
Bill Haley was 29 when he recorded the Clock song in 1954, and he came to the UK in 56, not 57. I got the years slightly wrong.
God,
I got the year slightly wrong. Oh, no!
Can I have a special request, as I've not been feeling well today? Can everyone just stop saying Bill Haley?
Bill flipping Haley. I got the year wrong. Hang on a second. Hang on a second. So, hang on. So, let me... Hang on a minute. Hang on a second. 1954.
This better not be any more Bill Haley nonsense.
No. Okay. He was pushing 30. I got the year wrong, Rocky. I'm so sorry, Rocky.
That means Rocky wins.
Rocky wins the competition. Well done, Rocky. Well done.
Can everyone?
Who'd have thought that?
Stop.
That would be for this. Here's the thing. This is what I love about this show, right? Let's pull the curtain away for a second. This is performance art, right? And the people that get the show the least are the people that think they get the show the most. Those are the ones that really don't. The ones that think they know exactly what is going on are the ones that have no idea what is going on.
We can say that for a fact because sometimes we don't have a clue what's going on.
Well, looks like we've got a second Bill Haley rock around the clock. Call that one rock around the clock.
Can I not call it Rocky 2?
Dearie me. Barry, Kylie says, Barry is proper cracking me up on a long-ass drive to Sunderland.
Oh, yeah.
If you guys want to phone in and argue about long-dead musicians that history has forgotten, then the number is 0344 499 1000.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee. Unfiltered Night Talk with the original king of unconventional conversation on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
Someone whose Twitter handle is too rude to read says
at too rude to read.
You claim Nirvana, Elvis Presley and the Beatles are SH1T, yet you're a devout Monkees fan. Troll off, Ian. I love the Beatles. When have I ever slagged off the Beatles? What on earth? You troll off, Tit. That's his name.
Oh.
No, it's even worse though. You troll off. I would never slag off the Beatles. The Beatles are gods to me. Dear goodness, no. Line 1, you're on the wireless.
Good evening, Ian. How are you doing?
I'm doing very well, line 1.
Good, excellent. I just wondered if you would like to wish me a happy birthday, seeing as my 45th today.
Nope.
All right. How else is things going for you then?
What are you doing? Is it your birthday Friday or Saturday?
Well, it was Friday.
Oh, in that case, jog on, buddy. That was 32 minutes ago.
But I've just got home.
What you been up to? Out on the lash?
Partly, but I was out watching the motorcycle racing tonight, and one of my mates came up for Workington to see me. So,
hey, well then, that is a good way to celebrate. I'll ask you what I would ask my children. Does it feel any different?
Another day, mate. It's another day, innit? It's just another day.
It's just another day.
That's what your kids say, isn't it?
When you ask a 6-year-old or a 7-year-old on their 6th or 7th or 8th birthday, does it feel any different? Yeah, it does a little bit. Yeah, I mean, it feels sort of the same, but it feels a little bit. Yeah, this feels a bit more grown up.
My youngest is convinced. Everyone keeps saying, "Oh, you've grown," because they've not seen her since the beginning of the school holidays.
Yeah.
She went, "Yeah, it's because it's my birthday month."
Birthday month?
Yeah.
Flipping,
She wants a festival, this kid.
What are you doing this weekend to celebrate being really past it now, Davey?
I'm probably going to catch up with a couple of more mates because I'm off work this weekend.
Yes.
As you know, I work the night shifts and only catches a couple of nights a week, so I'll probably just be going out catching up with people and probably getting loads of beer bought for me, I would expect.
You sound very relaxed, Davey. Enjoy your weekend. Season's greetings. Line 2, you're on the wireless.
Good evening, Ian. How are you?
Very well, thank you, line 2.
Marvellous. I've been playing a game on Facebook this evening, which is combining British towns with TV programmes.
Okay.
I wonder if you want to join in. There's been about 130 messages so far.
Go on then. What would give us an example? Yes.
The highlights have been Silent Witness.
That's good.
The Woking Dead.
Yep.
Yeah.
The Woking Dead.
Yeah.
To the Man of Bournemouth.
Oh yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Coronation Fleet.
What? That's a bit tenuous. Why didn't you phone in at 10:30 with this? We could have got a whole show out of this nonsense.
I thought you could bank this and come back to it maybe. Because I could go on if you can. I can look through my Facebook feed. But there's about 130.
Let me see.
Silent Witness.
Hang on. Quantum Lovers Leap. Where'd you pull that face for, Kath?
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Is that a well-known place?
Lovers Leap.
Where's that?
Yep. Okay.
Home and Weymouth.
Okay. Let me get one. I can do this. I'm a funny guy. Let me think of a TV program. I'm going to start with the TV program first.
I'll give you the program. Do you want to try
I've got one.
Back from there?
I've got one. The Great British Bake Off.
What?
Great Britain.
No. It needs to be
It's got to be a town.
Oh, towns.
Yeah.
Towns.
A question of York.
Liverpool. Liverpool.
What's the TV program?
Brookside.
TV program?
Brookside.
No.
Okay.
One foot in the Gravesend.
Oh, yeah. He's good at this.
Monty Python's Flying Piccadilly Circus.
No.
Yes.
Yes.
Really? Because I thought it was supposed to be a town, not
Oh,
really
balls.
I know, I'm being generous.
I know you are. Don't
It's got to be
humour
an
him.
actual
Don't humour him.
town.
Rye Claudius.
Oh.
Stop saying... Can
I've got one.
Go.
Car different strokes.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah!
What's your name, caller? Because I'm about to cut you off, and I'd like to know the names of people I cut off.
It's Rob.
Okay, Rob. I was cut off there. He wouldn't keep
Is that
quiet.
because I was winning?
He wouldn't keep quiet enough for me to think. I can do these word games. I'm a very funny, very quick guy. But
Squeeze one out, go on.
I need silence though, and I need a calm, loving atmosphere. Okay, let me think of a television program first of all. No, don't make that noise like you've got one, because that puts pressure on. Well, you've got to let yours out now, and then don't make any more noise. Say it.
The Mansfield from Uncle. Oh, it's a bit crap.
Okay, let me think of a TV program. The Merry Lighthouse Experience.
What?
Lighthouse is a place.
No, it's a...
The Lighthouse Family.
It's a building.
Let's go to line one. There's a stupid game there. Good evening, line one.
Hello.
Hello, line one.
Oh, yes, it's Ken from Sheffield.
Hello, Ken.
Oh, yeah. Well, I've just been laughing to myself because I've stitched you right up.
Go on, why's that?
Like, these past... Well, I do a very good impression of someone who calls into your radio show.
Oh, yeah, go on.
What's it? His name's, I can't remember. Is it David Babcock?
Oh, yeah, David Babcock, the bloke who got a Hoover stuck on the end of his winkle.
Yeah.
That's gone viral, that has. That's gone viral, that clip. They played it on an American radio station today.
Did they really?
Yeah, they did, and I'll find the clip. The hosts were laughing, people phoning in were laughing, and it was so funny. Totally destroyed that Muppet. Anyway, Ken, what were you saying?
Well, that's the thing. I've stitched you right up because I've just been me doing an impression.
I must remember, actually, here's the thing. Because it got played on an American radio show, we got a royalty check, right, for $2,000, which is about 1,700 quid. But here's the thing. It's not made out to us. It's made out to David Babcock. Mm-hmm. So, thanks, Ken. You reminded me. I've got to get in touch with David because we got a check for $2,000. He'll have to get it changed, but it's about 1,700 quid. So, thank you for reminding. Sorry, Ken. What were you saying? Go on.
Well, I was saying that I've actually been doing an impression of David these past 2 nights.
Right.
He's not actually rang in. But I mean, I'm a good friend with David. If I can pass it on to him, if you like.
No, we have to hand deliver the cheque for $2,000 to David ourselves. Well, if it was all a fake and David didn't get a Hoover stuck on his knob, then we'll send the money back to the States. That's not a problem. Well, thanks for telling us, Ken. I appreciate it.
Well, we're just what
I'll do is I'll rip the cheque up now, and then we have to send
No.
Yeah, I'll rip it up now.
No.
What? There we go.
Have you?
Sorry?
You know his knees, David. You've not received, have you?
Yep, it's done.
Oh, Christ. Well, you owe me $2,000 then.
Oh.
What for? You didn't get a Hoover stuck on your knob. It was Ken.
No, it wasn't Ken. That's obviously me, isn't it?
So did you get a Hoover stuck on your knob?
Yes.
Can you do me a favour? Can you say, my name's David Badcock, and I got a Hoover stuck on my knob, and we'll send it off to America and we'll get another cheque?
You promise?
Yeah, absolutely. I swear on my, cross my heart, hope to die.
What do I have to say?
My name's David Babcock, and I got a Hoover stuck on my knob.
All right, are you recording now?
Yep.
Shall I do it in an American accent?
No, do it in your voice.
My name's David Babcock, and I got Hoover stuck on my knob.
Ah, you idiot! You absolute idiot! There's no money, you muppet! Get that clip, Catherine. That's going on. That's going to be my new ringtone. Fantastic!
The radio show that knows truth is always stranger than fiction.
Week Monday, I get shoes.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee.
Because they're too real to be part of my imagination.
On Talk Radio.
Been very controversial on Twitter as well.
It better not be BH.
Yeah.
Oh.
Someone's replied to the Talk Radio tweet earlier on about Bill Haley. He has a place in history. Insulting the man won't change that. Well, no, but we can speak the truth. Let's put Bill Haley to rest. We'll carry on the Bill Haley phone-in on Monday at 10 o'clock. Oh, jeez, who'd have thought that would be the most controversial thing? I love Sparks, Ron and Russell Mail. You will, of course, know them for This Town Ain't Big Enough for the Both of Us. Other hit songs you should dig out are Amateur Hour. I can't remember the song about Mother Earth, but it's stunning. The number one song in Heaven. Now, they do a brilliant song, Now That I Own the BBC, brackets, What Am I Supposed to Do With This Thing? It's a great song. They got a new album out, Hippopotamus, and here's the thing. Russell is 68 and Ron is older. I don't know the age difference. And it's getting 5-star reviews absolutely everywhere. It's a stunning record. It's being described as a masterpiece. I don't know if I'd go that far. I still prefer Little Beethoven, which I think is the greatest album that they've done and one of the greatest albums of all time. But that is a cracking record, and I've had it in my car for about a week now, and it's a joy, and you can go out and buy it. Tonight they were doing a tiny little concert, a record launch in a rough trade. Last night they were at the ICA. We discussed the meaning of that in this piece, doing a Q&A, and it was all rather jolly and all rather marvellous, and Catherine and I went along, and this is what happened. Hello. Good evening, listener. My name is Iain Lee.
It is.
Your name is?
Catherine Boyle.
And it is a windy Thursday evening, very grey in London, and we are off. We're walking because we get too many cabs, and here's the thing, I'm trying to keep... Hang on a minute. I'm trying to keep pounds. I'm also trying to lose pounds.
Good one. That's excellent. What do you mean? That doesn't make any sense.
No, one of them is pounds sterling and the other one is pounds LBS. I want money in my bank and fat off my belly. So we are walking, although I think it's going to chuck it down, to the ICA in London. Now, the ICA is a very, very swanky place. It stands for the the A stands for Art.
Institute Creative Arts.
Okay, I would have worked that out myself.
No.
I would have got there. Well, it's a zebra crossing. What the hell is wrong with you? Did you see that?
I did.
I hope those lights... If those lights turn red, I'm going to go and tap on her window. Tap on her window. It's a great name for a song. So, we are off to the album launch of one of my favourite... Oh, she's stuck in traffic. And the lights have turned red. I don't actually want to tap on her window. But I've said I will, so I have to.
Don't you dare. Don't you dare.
We are off to the album launch of one of my favourite bands, Sparks. Ron and Russell Mail, who have... I think this is like their 45th anniversary. And here's the thing about Sparks, right, is that their last 4 or 5 albums have been their best albums they've ever made. It's incredible. They just get better and better. And this one is a joy. My favourite track on there, and I can't stop singing it, is Missionary Position, which is hilarious.
It's really funny. It's full of jokes.
So we are off to the album launch. There's going to be nibbles, which is great. There's going to be booze, which is not so great because, exactly that reason. And, we might, I don't know what, we might get to talk to them. That's what I'm hoping.
Mm-hmm. If not, we'll look at them a lot.
I want a picture with them. I love them so much. I've met them before, they're delightful. Anyway, we are off. Have they legalised weed? Because I'm smelling it everywhere, particularly in the lift at Talk Radio. But also just walking the streets, I'm smelling a lot of weed.
Well, these are crazy days, Ian. Crazy days.
Crazy days. OK, well, we're not going to record the whole journey because that'll be tedious, but if anything exciting happens between now and the ICA, we'll let you know. We went the wrong way, and after walking for about 20 minutes, we're 25 minutes away from the venue. Now, considering when we were at work at Talk Radio, we were 25 minutes away from the venue. This is pretty poor show. So we've stopped in the grandest looking pret-a-manger I've ever seen. It's like a cathedral.
Yes, it is. It's massive. There are not very many people in it, but what they do have is sandwiches, which is the important thing.
We're going to have a sandwich. I'm going to have a decaf.
We sitting down?
Yeah, we're half an hour ahead of schedule.
Okay, let's do it.
Despite us being late. So let's do that. This young lady here would like to serve us.
Hello.
To have in, please. We're walking down the street and we've just bumped into Barry from Watford.
What's going on?
We're off to see Sparks, the group.
Oh, I know them. This town ain't big enough for the both of us.
Yeah, that's it.
No, this town ain't big enough for the both of us. Yeah, just sort of a joke.
What are you up to in London, Barry?
Well, I'm knocking around with my friend's American fella. Say hello, Todd.
Hello, darling, how are you?
Yes, I just met him.
Well, we're in the seediest part of Soho. I've just seen you coming down some stairs.
Yeah, you saw me coming down the stairs,
Yes.
did you? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, well, I'm nearly... I won't even say that joke. But what's this for, this...
It's for the Talk Radio show.
Oh, tonight? Oh, well, I won't be listening, but good luck.
Thanks, Barry. Cheers.
Bye.
Imagine meeting Barry from Watford in town.
Incredible. I thought he was banned from this area.
I saw him pouncing on you and he started pulling out his wallet. Then he realised who you were.
Yeah, it's uncomfortable, that, isn't it?
Well, that's now made us late for Sparks, so let's onwards and upwards. Right, well, this is the ICA, which stands for the International Centre for Arts. Have I got that right?
I don't know.
Let's say yes. It doesn't matter. Okay. I think it's down here. I think it's the entrance is down there. So we'll have a little look-see. I can see a guy in a Sparks t-shirt. We are in the right place. The Institute of Contemporary Art. So I was pretty close. It's pretty close. This really says a lot about modern architecture.
I think they're just tidying up, aren't they?
Okay. We're in. We're getting the drinks.
Yeah.
Very, very exciting. That's brilliant, man. Thank you very much. An apple juice for me. Shall we wander through? Should we sit down? Do you want to bagsy a table?
No, we can't bagsy a table.
Why can't we bagsy a table?
No.
Bagsy a table?
Really?
It's not reserved. No, to be fair, if they were reserved, they would say reserved.
Go on then.
Well,
you sit down.
Let's bagsy one. I'm going to sit down, sod it. I'm sitting down. Well, this is exciting. So we're in this dark space that's very dark and mysterious. There's a stage, there's a screen showing Sparks Live at the Six Music Festival, and they're going to come out and do a Q&A, and then tomorrow we're going to go and see them do an in-store.
This never happened when we worked in Dunstable, did it? Just checking.
Ladies and gentlemen, Sparks! Good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening.
When I said to someone earlier, I'm going to go and do a Q&A with Sparks, they were like, oh my God, it's going to be terrifying. Are they going to say anything? Are they
terrifying for us?
Are they going to be intimidating? I like people already have this kind of sort of impression of you. I was like, no, they're absolutely delightful. They're lovely people. Sort of carry around this aura of artistic strangeness.
Yes, you're right. We're not so scary.
Not at all.
No, we're not scary. But we do carry an aura of artistic. What was the last thing you said?
I can't remember.
Artistic something.
The record is coming out tomorrow. I mean, I think there's that well-worn phrase, isn't it? Like every album is like a child. What child is this? What are its characteristics? What member of the Sparks family is it?
Well, it's when you've had we have 137 albums.
That's correct, yes.
You always have to find just new ways to both challenge ourselves and then hopefully in the process challenge fans of Sparks. And then we always think too that there may be there's probably not, but there may be one or two people who haven't heard of Sparks somewhere, and then to do an album, you really have to do something that you think is as valid now as anything you've ever done, and that if someone has no knowledge of the band whatsoever, that the new album could represent your entire body of work, and that you would be proud enough to say you don't need to hear the other 22 albums, that this one can represent everything that you stand for and your whole sensibility, and that's what we set out to do. And every time
we've worked with so many great people through time, and so one of the advantages, there aren't many advantages, but one of the advantages of having been around a long time is that you're able to rechannel kind of what they've taught you into new ways through your work.
Thank you very much for spending your time with us. It's a really good record.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Sorry, gentlemen. Thank you. Well. Thank you very much. That was lovely. Enjoyed that a lot. Really charming, really delightful. I liked it because it was a little bit pretentious, and I loved it.
It was, and yet when they were asked about stuff, about deeper meanings and stuff, they were quite happy to go, yeah, there's nothing more to it than that. And it's right, that part of the charm, a lot of the charm, is that contrast between how theatrical they are on stage, even though one of them doesn't really move.
Yep.
Until he does, and then he goes some. And how they are in real life, it's very charming.
The album is Hippopotamus. It is brilliant. I enjoyed it a lot. I think it's up there with their other classic, Lil Beethoven. We shall now have a gentle stroll back to the studio, where I'm imagining if this is being broadcast on the radio, we'll go straight to some ads, and then it'll be us actually in the studio. Good evening.